Hi, my name is Sheila Hill and I'm an intuitive life coach and a spiritual guide. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel today. Today's video I want to talk a little bit about waking up out of spirituality. So if we go back and think about, assuming that everyone that's here that would be watching this video has had some form of what we would call an awakening at this stage. When we first awaken out of our sort of sleepy third dimensional life, often it's through trauma. But when we wake up from that, we begin to explore what else is possible. Who am I really and why am I really here? And that thirst then drives us to explore different avenues and different realms of possibility, of expanded consciousness, expanded thought that lives outside of our belief systems, our thoughts, our autopilot behaviors, and our trauma. And we often find ourselves in some version of spirituality, which is actually a construct of the fourth dimension. So the third dimension is, I'm just a human and I'm a product of my thoughts, beliefs, and programming. I may have some trauma and some wounds that need some healing, but I just keep reliving, reprojecting, and re-experiencing these same sort of types of patterns throughout my life. And then usually some type of thing happens that is a trauma to the system that causes a cracking that wakes us up. We then move our consciousness into more of a fourth dimensional space called spirituality. And that can come to you with an inner resonance in a number of different ways. Some people follow the shamanic path. Some people like to explore ancient teachings. Some people explore spirituality through body and movement, through yoga, through crystals, through mantras, as I said, ancient teachings. It can come in many different ways and forms. And then you move your way through various sort of spiritual communities, or at least I did. I was seeking to feel healed, seeking to feel whole. And I knew on some level that this spiritual path, although I didn't necessarily know I was on it, or that there was even a path, was somehow going to lead me to some form of relief, some form of joy, of happiness, of sense of belonging, some level of healing in my life that was going to make this all feel easier. So with the thirst for some version of truth, some existence that didn't feel quite so crunchy, I explored. And I'm sure many of you have too. And I went to meditation circles and spiritual stores, and I read, consumed billions and billions of words on the internet while I explored different things. And I tried crystals, and I tried saging my house every day, and I tried essential oils, and I tried yoga, and I tried meditation, and I tried and explored and experienced different groups, different communities, different philosophies, different teachings. And some fit, and some fit for a good while, and some just didn't right away. I was like, oh yeah, no, this is not my bag. And, you know, those that were not my thing, perhaps weren't my thing because I just wasn't there yet. I had teachers and other mentors that came and went from my life that I look back now and go, yeah, you know what, we fell out of resonance because I wasn't ready for what you were teaching. So there's plenty of reasons why this can happen, why we embark on this journey in this sort of fourth dimensional version of spirituality, another version of reality, another lens for us to see life through. And then we kind of plug ourselves into a bunch of different places, different beliefs, different teachings, different thoughts, different ways of being to kind of see what fits. And as we evolve, some fit and stay and some fall off, and then we find new things that fit. Kind of like going through your closet. This fits, this doesn't fit. I like this, I don't like that color anymore. It's kind of like that. Ultimately, where this brings you to, though, is a point where you start to really understand the expansive quantum nature of who you really are as a light being in human form. And at that point, you begin to realize that spirituality was just another box. that you were playing in. You moved from a third dimensional space, a box, let's call it, where you're told what to believe, you're told how to behave, you're told how to make it in life. There are certain rules and expectations societally, in our nuclear family, in our relationships, that require us to wear certain hats and behave certain ways. And it's a very sort of dictated space, the third dimensional space. But if you think about it, when you move into the fourth dimensional spirituality space of consciousness, when you start to explore and live your life and create your reality through that lens, how often are you allowing spirituality to dictate to you what's right, what isn't right, when to use it, when not to use it, what crystal you're supposed to carry for this, what essential oil you do for that, what kind of meditation you should be doing every day, and what's the one you do on special days. And then there's ceremonies that we like to do that are happening on certain portal dates and different times of the year. Is that not just another form of being told how to live your life? It's another, albeit much more expansive space to operate from, but it's still a space that kind of has some rules, some belief systems, some boundaries around what makes me spiritual. And I think to be spiritual, I need to do this, this, or this. Practice yoga, wear essential oils, wear certain beads, believe certain things, use certain words, don't use certain words, don't wear certain things, eat certain foods, don't eat other foods. The fourth dimensional spiritual space, the I am spiritual, is meant to be a corridor that you move through, where you explore, this is me, this is not me, this is me, this is not me, this resonates, this doesn't resonate. It's where you learn your discernment. It's where you begin to explore who you are outside of the third dimensional box. But the fourth dimensional spiritual box is nowhere where anyone is supposed to stay either. Because in that fourth dimensional space is where you learn to choose. You learn with all that you begin to know and remember and understand yourself to be. You learn to choose what is appropriate, what is in resonance, what is correct and true for your reality. So I offer this to you, and I know it's going to be triggering for some, that at some point in your journey, you will be asked to relieve yourself of your spiritual coat that you've been wearing since you first originally woke up, and stand in your own mastered space where you simply choose for you what is true, right, divine, aligned, and in resonance for you in any now moment. You step out of all paradigms, belief systems, rules, boundaries, boxes that say that this needs to be this way or this needs to be another way. You step out of the paradigm of what love and light truly means, or means through that sense, and maybe more step into what it truly means. That I am love and I am light. It isn't something that I need to be for anyone else or send it anywhere. It's just who I am in my own essence, because it's who I choose to be in alignment with, and it's how I've discerned my truth to be in my reality in this quantum field. It's very different. There's lots of other ones you can go through. There's paradigms around eating, whether you eat meat or don't eat meat, or eat vegan or vegetarian or whatever. Water, blessings, mantras, I am commands. There's all kinds of paradigms, belief systems, and truths that are within the spiritual communities, within that fourth dimensional spiritual space, that may or may not be or feel resonant or truthful for you. This is the time. At some point, for everyone, there will be a time. And for many, this is the time. That the ascension has reached a level of energetic frequency, you have dabbled in enough spiritual teachings to have explored yourself enough that it's time for you to step out of the box that is spirituality and step into the quantum nature and the power of who you truly are and your ability to choose consciously for yourself. Now, this event, as it unfolds for you, as you awaken out of the fourth dimensional spiritual space and into more of your quantum nature, can and likely will trigger a bit of a grieving process. I know for me it did. Who am I if? Who am I if I don't follow this? Who am I going to be if I don't follow that? Does that mean that part of my reality is over? That energetic version of me that carried me through this tunnel called the spiritual reality now needs to be relieved and let go of from me. It can be and is likely to be for many people a grief triggering event. And that is when you practice your self-love and self-care and self-compassion for all the aspects of you that got you to that point, and for all of the future aspects of you that are cheering you on as you step into a new pair of shoes and begin to navigate your reality from a place of absolute discernment and choice of what is true and real for you moving forward. I hope this video helps. I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments. Until next time, much love. Bye-bye.